Disgust. Can we stop now? It's a rhetorical question. I have already stopped. Too many smells, too much otherness. Somehow Asia puzzles me every day and pushes me back to a primal state of wonder, which I haven't experienced since childhood. This is a different world, not just a different continent. It is a space not only mentally, but also physically challenging. From the elephants walking on the street to the monkeys that almost climb on you, and from the explosion of orchids in Singapore to the exhausted people cramped in latticed minivans, driving them to work in Myanmar. Everything is different. Pineapple jam, frangipani, heat, the color of the water, spices and the idea of spices, urban overcrowding, silk, transportation, trade, everything, absolutely everything keeps you on guard in a constant state of exploration. Where is my limit? Up to which point do I adapt? What is a natural impulse? What is cultural conditioning? I thought I knew the answers pretty well, but it turns out I didn't. As I'm trying to film funny travel reports, I'm stuck here, holding my phone in front of this plate filled with worms and fried scorpions. I can feel my stomach in my throat. My ears are turning all red, half my head is burning, and I know that if I turn my eyes again to look at the feast, that will be it. Later on, sitting on a bench while slowly sipping out of a glass of benign water, I keep telling myself that, undoubtedly, taste itself is designed by context. Had I been born here, at the heart of Thailand, I probably would have nibbled on scorpion fried legs as if it were popcorn, possibly blissfully, with no intention of turning my bag upside down in search of antiemetics. That not being the case, I imagine the taste, automatically filing it under my horror of insects, which may not be related to mere conservation instinct, but rather a form of cultural prejudice. I survived the episode slightly shaken, only to have it resurface later. The otherness I thought of as fascinating keeps challenging me on heavy rotation. Jackfruit ice cream, soup for breakfast, crocodile skewers, snake casserole. Only a week later, things appear to be clear. I only eat rice and biscuits with pineapple jam. I make fun of myself as often as I get a chance to, but I'm also learning, not much to my amusement, that I'm more traditional than I would have thought. Food-wise, at least. I'm disappointed to have thought of myself as a traveler only to turn out a tourist. I hound down supermarkets in search of mainstream ice cream, and I'm willing to walk long miles in extreme heat for a cart with Häagen-Dazs written on it. I constantly ask, what kind of meat is my food made with, until I decide to ditch meat, completely, for safety. You're not eating much around here. Not really. As my diet grows more and more minimalistic, I think of how the body translates mental conditioning, of what this is saying about us, of how convinced we are that we have no prejudice about a foreign space when we set on a voyage, and how sooner or later we find ourselves in front of our own rejection impulses. We judge their food and their way of being. We keep our distance from the alien taste, and we let our upper lip rise with disgust. In the meantime, we keep thinking of ourselves as open-minded about the world, its diversity, everything exotic. In this given situation, exoticism is represented by another who has a cultural relationship with food that I cannot relate to. Their childhood was not marked by chicken pots and vegetable broth. I am the stranger whose reaction to local food is laughable here. People know and expect the incoherent way in which my face changes when my plate has no trace of my European past on it. After all, this reaction is the other side of the curiosity money can be earned from. This is how I become a cliché, the unexperienced visitor of a space I cannot entirely connect to. Home we post the things we were filming on social media, and the public laughs heartily when faced with a camera operator whose hands tremble when seeing fried scorpions. I laugh too, but it is not wholeheartedly. In my fit of nausea, I've learned something new about myself, about limits and prejudice. Could I have crossed to the other side, where the initiated in Thai cuisine are? Am I meant to only enjoy less spicy variants of tom yum? Would I have needed more time, or would I have simply cracked before trying a second time? As the last possibility seems more likely, I realize that not only the gaze is directed by our ideas, so are taste, smell, touch. So are we, collections of familiar interpretations of the world, periodically teased by the need of exploration. It's a pity you wouldn't try. It tasted like chicken.